Yeah, I was running through some files the other day, and I found this little file that said why Erin is so valuable. And I was
You had
like,
to dig for it.
well, I mean, it was buried very deep in the computer. No, I just thought, wait, oh, I remember this. And it was really cool. Hi, we're Greg and Erin Smalley. We give leadership to the marriage department here at Focus on the Family. We're marriage counselors. We've been married for 32 years. And we have a podcast called Crazy Little Thing Called Marriage. And we'll put a link below.
And today we're talking about something so powerful, and that's expressing gratitude to your spouse. Imagine a marriage where you feel so appreciated, never taken for granted, and you know that expressing gratitude actually brings you closer together.
It really does, and yet it's hard to do that. It's hard to remember. Maybe it's just me to do that on a consistent basis, but I tell you what, gratitude is a game changer within a marriage relationship. And so I just would love to walk you through some thoughts on really how to express gratitude within your marriage. And we always believe that kind of gratitude is going to flow out of our ability to really remember and to recognize how valuable our spouse is. I mean, you think about the verse that talks about what you treasure, so what you value, there will your heart be also. In a very similar way, I'm probably not going to be thinking about things that I appreciate or what I'm grateful for that you're doing if I'm in a season to where, you know, all I notice is what you do that irritates me, frustrates me, annoys me.
Well, and that happens when we are irritated or frustrated. We begin to notice the things we don't appreciate. Instead, like you said, Greg, remembering what is it I cherish about my spouse. Even thinking back to when you first met your spouse. What was it that drew you towards them, and how has that shown up to bless your marriage?
Yeah, I was running through some files the other day, and I found this little file that said why Erin is so valuable. And I was
You
like,
had to dig for it.
well, I mean, it was buried very deep in the computer. No, I just thought, wait, oh, I remember this. And it was really cool. I think when you turned 50, which actually it's when you returned 30.
Okay,
But
yes.
either way, but I did like 50 reasons why you're so valuable to me. It was just fun to go back through those. And it has a powerful effect because we can be disconnected. So we might just be in a very busy season and we're not really thinking about the value or what we're grateful for. Maybe we're in conflict. Something may have happened, right? And when I ran through those, I just sat there smiling going, yeah, I mean, I like that. I got an amazing wife. And that's how powerful gratitude, that's a part of gratitude.
Yeah, but what we also know to be true is research shows we thank strangers more than we thank our spouse. Yeah. And, you know, it's not because we're not grateful, it's because we get very conditioned to what our spouse does. And so
all this great stuff that I do,
yeah,
you just
well,
get used to it.
For example, Greg pulls the big trash can out to the curb every single week on Tuesday. And I literally, how often do I come to you and say...
actually Mondays.
No, it's not. It's Tuesday.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
So how often do I take time to thank him for doing that? I don't have to do it. It's automatically done because he owns that as his job. But do I thank him for the little things? And again, we get so conditioned, we just expect that our spouse is going to do, you know, the same thing that they've done all along. It's just really taking time to notice and to then speak words of life over our spouse.
Yeah, and so you're right. Thanking you for what you do is a big part of gratitude. But also, though, noticing, like I was saying, like this cherish list that I found, it's also being aware of the inner beauty, the character qualities that really draw us together. One of my very favorite stories in the Bible is when we're learning about Gideon. So remember Gideon, this one scene to where he's actually hiding food in the mountains because the Israelites, they were starving. And this angel of the Lord appears and ends up calling Gideon a mighty warrior. Well, Gideon's like, what? You know, I'm the weakest in my family and we're the weakest in our tribe. And our tribe is the weak. Like he's trying to explain to this angel that you got the wrong guy. I'm not a mighty warrior. And yet that angel continued to repeat that to call that out. And I think that's a beautiful example of how gratitude can be a game changer in our marriage, because there are times that I'll see something that maybe you're not aware of, and I can call that out, like you said, like speaking life over each other.
Totally. And it just takes practice. It's, you know, often we want our spouse to speak those words of life over us, but what would happen if we did that over them and modeled the behavior that we're really longing for?
Yeah. Well, remember, gratitude, it truly is a game changer in a marriage, which is why Erin and I want to send you on a challenge.
We want to challenge you to take our 3-day gratitude prayer challenge. And really, it's just 3 days of really being intentional about being grateful for your spouse and praying for them.
Yeah. We'll put all the details at Focus Marriage on Instagram, so we encourage you to go there for the details and be sure to follow us there. So gratitude, again, just be aware of that value, because it's gonna open your eyes to what is true about your spouse. Notice what they do, thank them. You can then notice who they are and affirm, because you know, women are so good at affirming other women. Like even today, like our producer Taylor, the moment you guys enter a room, oh, those are great shoes and that blouse and that color in your hair, and and our camera guy, Jonathan, didn't even say anything to me.
Yeah. Well, I used to assume that you would get the same affirmation that I did from my friends, but you often don't hear guys going, hey, gosh, I think you've lost 10 pounds. How'd you do it? You look great.
So you go right to weight? Is that what you felt was important to point out?
But it's important that we as wives speak those words over our husband. Even I tell people once a day, look for something that you can speak in appreciation over your husband, because they say that when a husband is affirmed once a day, they have a deeper satisfaction in the marriage. So it's simple, it's easy. I was like, I can totally do that, but it means looking for something that I appreciate. And I know that there's couples out there that are in a hard place and they're like, I don't see anything positive. That's when I say, you go to the Lord and you go, show me, tell me what is valuable, what is it that I could appreciate in them. You can start practicing gratitude right now. Just leave us a comment down below and finish the statement. I am grateful for my spouse because fill in the blank. And then once you do that, go and tell them.
Well, if you found this helpful, please like this video. You can also subscribe for weekly videos, because we want to help your marriage thrive in Christ.